that Tatum's come back and not say that they're the favorite for sure?
Favorite, maybe. If I had to pick one of the four, Cleveland, Knicks, Celtics, and Detroit, I would take the Celtics. I don't know if the gap is as large as Brian might think. Listen, the Knicks could beat them. They beat them last year, and they had them beat before Tatum got hurt. They were going to win that. They were up 2-1, about to go 3-1 up, so keep that in mind. Detroit does have home court. We know Stevie loves Detroit. He'll talk about them in a second. I'm not saying that I would, if I had my life on the line, I would take the Celtics out of the East. I definitely would do so because they got the two best players. So I would do it. But if you're going to also tell me the Knicks are going to be a pain in the neck in that series, okay? They are going to be, the Knicks are a weird team. They're up and down. Towns sometimes good, sometimes not. I understand we know the Knicks issues, but they're going to be a pain in the neck. They are going to give the Celtics all they can handle. They'll probably be a 7-game series, and the Knicks could win a 7th game in Boston. They're going to have to because of the home court. So though I agree with Brian for the most part, I would put him a little ahead. Brian's got him too far ahead. I wouldn't go that far.
I agree with Brian. Because of the way Jason Tatum is looking. And as an aside, I'm very upset with Jason Tatum. As great of a player as he is, he's an even better person. Love him. I love everything about him. A superstar in this league that is just one of the classiest people that you'll ever meet. He's been on this show. What I'm mad at him about is that he didn't listen to me, Shaq. Say you can relate because you don't listen to me. He didn't listen to me. You can relate because you don't listen to me. I'm very upset because Jason Tatum, I tried to coax him into sitting out the season. I said, this is the Achilles tear. You don't want to come back. You want to stay home. Just stay away. Relax. They don't need you. It's okay. It's all right. Okay, you could come back next season. When I said that the New York Knicks were going to the NBA Finals because Jason Tatum had that damn Achilles tear, Damian Lillard, while in Milwaukee, had the Achilles tear, and, of course, Tyrese Halliburton, who knocked the Knicks out the last 2 years, had the Achilles tear. And, damn it, it hasn't worked out because this damn Jason Tatum, it's really getting on my nerves right now. Over the last 6 games, I'm just looking at this guy right now. Over his last 6 games, Jason Tatum is averaging 25 points on 46% shooting, 38.5% from three-point range. By the way, he's also averaging 10.7 rebounds and 7.3 assists. This is a guy coming off an Achilles tear, 200-plus days ahead of what Kevin Durant and others came back from when they had the Achilles tear. I'm like, damn it. And they're 13-2 with Jason Tatum in the lineup. And they're an Eastern Conference best 11-2 since March 14th. I am very, very concerned. And the New York Knicks don't look like the New York Knicks we've known and loved over the last 2 or 3 years. Yes, they're a good team. Yes, they're a playoff caliber team. But these are not the same Knicks.
What's up, everybody? We are back. And today we are watching First Take, Stephen A. Smith, Brian Windhorst, and that beautiful madman Wendy. They're debating the Celtics and the Knicks. But this isn't just any debate. This is Stephen A. having a full emotional meltdown on live television. And I love it. Let me set the scene. The Celtics beat the Hornets. Jaylen Brown drops 35. Tatum adds 23. Boston is now 13-2 with Tatum in the lineup. They've won 7 of their last 8. And the question is there a gap between Boston and everybody else in the East? Including Detroit? Including the Knicks? Brian Windhorst says yes. He says the Celtics are the favorite. He'd take them over Cleveland, New York, and Detroit. But then he says something interesting. He doesn't think the gap is huge. He reminds everybody that the Knicks beat the Celtics last year in the playoffs. They were up 2-1. They were about to go 3-1 before Tatum got hurt. So Brian is cautious, respectful, reasonable. Then Stephen A. speaks. And reason goes out the window. Stephen A. starts by saying he agrees with Brian. But then he goes off on a tangent that is absolutely hilarious. He says, and I quote, "I'm very upset with Jason Tatum." Wait, what? The guy just came back from an Achilles tear earlier than anybody thought possible. He's averaging 25 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists over his last 6 games. He's shooting 46% from the field. And Stephen A. is upset? Why? Because Tatum didn't listen to H.M. Let me read this back to you. Stephen A. says, and I cannot make this up, I tried to coax him into sitting out the season. I said, this is the Achilles, kid. You don't want to come back. You want to stay home. Just stay away. Relax. They don't need you. It's okay. You can come back next season. Stephen A. literally tried to convince a 27-year-old MVP candidate to shut it down for an entire year. And now he's mad that Tatum ignored him. That is not analysis. That is a personal vendetta dressed up as sports commentary. And I respect the honesty. Most people wouldn't admit they were that wrong. Stephen A. wears it like a badge of honor. But here's where it gets even better. Stephen A. then lists all the players who had Achilles tears and whose teams fell apart. Damian Lillard in Milwaukee. Tyrese Halliburton, who knocked the Knicks out the last 2 years. He says, damn it hasn't worked out because this damn Jason Tatum. He's blaming Tatum for being too good. For recovering too fast. For ruining Stephen A.'s narrative that the Knicks were going to the NBA Finals. Let's look at the numbers Stephen A. himself reads. Over his last 6 games, 25 points on 46% shooting, 38% from 3, 10.7 rebounds, 7.3 assists, coming off an Achilles tear, 200-plus days ahead of what Kevin Durant did. And the Celtics are 13-2 with him, 11-2 since March 14th, best in the East. And Stephen A.'s reaction. I am very, very concerned. Concerned for who? For the KN. Because he knows. He knows deep down that this Celtics team is different. That Tatum is different. That Jaylen Brown hasn't lost a step. That Derek White and Drew Holiday are still clamping people up. That Kristaps Porzingis is healthy. That Al Horford is somehow still playing like he's 28. Then Stephen A. does something I didn't expect. He calls out the Knicks. He says these are not the same gritty Knicks. He says, these are not the same Knicks that look like they'd cut your eyes out if they had to. He calls them a softer version. He says they don't have a secondary offensive option from the perimeter. He even takes a shot at the Pistons, says Jalen Duren is good, but that's not enough. And then he pivots back to Wendy. Wendy, by the way, is the voice of reason here. Wendy says the Knicks are undervalued. They have a closer in Jalen Brunson. They have a coach in Mike Brown who's proven in the playoffs. They beat the Celtics last year. They could do it again. Wendy's not saying the Knicks are better. He's saying don't count them out. But Stephen A. is not having it. He goes full New York. He starts yelling about Mike Breen. About how Knick fans are tired of hearing about the past. He literally says, what have you done for me lately? And then he starts singing. Woo 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 woo. It's chaos. It's beautiful. It's peak television. So what's the takeaway here? The Celtics are the team to beat in the East. That's not a hot take. That's just reality. Tatum is playing like a top 5 guy. Brown is playing like a top 15 guy. The defense is elite. The depth is real. And they have championship experience. But the Knicks, they're not dead. Jalen Brunson is a killer in close games. They have size. They have coaching. They have home court if things break right. And they have something to prove. Stephen A. is mad because he expected more. And that's fair. But mad at Tatum for being great? That's just funny. Here's my question for you. Do the Celtics walk through the East? Or do the Knicks push them to 7 games? Drop a comment. Let me know. And if you want more of these breakdowns, hit that like button and subscribe. We are just getting started. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I'll see you in the next one.